Are you one of the millions of Universal Credit claimants who's about to see a major change to your benefits? The Department for Work and Pensions has just confirmed a significant update coming this April that could affect your monthly payments. Worried about what this means for your finances? You're not alone. With the cost of living continuing to rise, any change to your benefits could have a real impact on your household budget. But what exactly is changing, and how will it affect you personally? Before we dive into these crucial changes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss important updates about your benefits. And if you find this information helpful, giving this video a thumbs up helps others find it too. Drop a comment below if you've already heard about these changes, or if you have questions. I'll do my best to respond to everyone. The Department for Work and Pensions has recently announced a substantial change to Universal Credit that will impact millions of claimants starting this April. This represents one of the most significant adjustments to the benefit system in recent years, and understanding these changes is essential for anyone currently receiving Universal Credit or considering applying in the near future. So what exactly is changing? The DWP is implementing a new calculation method for Universal Credit payments that aims to better reflect the actual cost of living. This means that the standard allowance rates, which form the base of your Universal Credit payment, will be adjusted. For some claimants, this could mean an increase in their monthly payments, while others might see changes to how their benefits are calculated based on their earnings or circumstances. These changes come as part of the government's annual review of benefit rates, but this year's adjustments are particularly noteworthy due to their scope and potential impact. The standard allowance, the basic amount everyone receives before additional elements are added, will see an increase that reflects recent inflation figures. But the changes go beyond just the standard rates, with modifications to work allowances and taper rates also on the table. Why is the DWP making these changes now? With inflation affecting household budgets across the UK, the government has been under pressure to ensure that benefit payments adequately support those who need it most. This April adjustment comes as part of the annual benefits operating process, but with some additional modifications to the system that aim to address ongoing concerns about the adequacy of welfare support during these challenging economic times. The changes also reflect a shift in how the government approaches support for those on low incomes or who are unable to work. With recent years showing increasing reliance on food banks and other emergency support services, these adjustments are designed to provide more sustainable financial support for vulnerable households. But will they go far enough? That's the question many claimants and welfare rights organizations are asking. You might be wondering, will I need to do anything to receive these updated payments? For most claimants, the changes will happen automatically, with no action required on your part. However, it's always a good idea to check your Universal Credit journal regularly for any notifications or updates from your work coach. If your circumstances have changed recently, for example, if you've started or stopped work, had a child, or moved home, it's particularly important to ensure that all your information is up to date. When exactly will these changes take effect? The new rates will be implemented from the first assessment period that begins on or after April 6th. This means that depending on your personal assessment period dates, you might not see the changes reflected in your payment until May. The DWP systems will automatically calculate your new entitlement based on the updated rates, so you should see the adjustment in your statement before your payment arrives. How much more could you receive? This depends on your individual circumstances, including whether you're single or in a couple, if you have children, and whether you have limited capability for work. The DWP has published a full breakdown of the new rates on their website, which we'll link in the description below. For a single person over 25, the standard allowance is increasing, while couples and those with children will see proportionate increases to their applicable amounts. It's worth noting that these increases need to be viewed in the context of rising costs for essentials like food, energy, and housing. Will the increases be enough to offset these rising costs? That's something each household will need to evaluate based on their own budget and circumstances. Some welfare rights organizations have argued that the increases, while welcome, still leave many households struggling to make ends meet. What if you're also receiving other benefits alongside Universal Credit? It's important to note that changes to Universal Credit could potentially affect your eligibility for other support, such as council tax reduction or free school meals. If you're concerned about how these changes might affect your overall financial situation, it might be worth speaking to a benefits advisor. Organizations like Citizens Advice can provide free, confidential advice tailored to your individual circumstances. Another important consideration is how these changes might affect those with fluctuating incomes. If you're self-employed or work irregular hours, the adjustment to work allowances and taper rates could have a significant impact on your monthly universal credit payment. Understanding how these elements work together can help you better predict your income and plan your budget accordingly. For those who are currently in the process of transitioning from legacy benefits to universal credit, these changes add another layer of complexity to an already challenging process. If you're in this situation, it's particularly important to seek advice to ensure you understand how the new rates will affect your specific circumstances. The transition to universal credit can sometimes result in changes to payment amounts and schedules, and these upcoming adjustments add another factor to consider. What about those with disabilities or health conditions? The changes will also affect the additional amounts received by those with limited capability for work or limited capability for work and work-related activity. These components are crucial for many claimants who face additional costs or barriers due to their health conditions. The upcoming adjustments aim to ensure these additional needs continue to be recognized and supported within the universal credit system. Families with children will also see changes to the child elements of universal credit. These adjustments aim to provide additional support for households with children, recognizing the significant costs associated with raising a family. However, the two-child limit policy remains in place, meaning that support is generally limited to the first 2 children in a family, with some exceptions. These universal credit changes represent a significant shift in how benefits are calculated and distributed. While the intention is to better support those in need, it's crucial to stay informed and understand how these changes will affect your specific situation. The impact will vary depending on your individual circumstances, and what might be a positive change for one household could present challenges for another. As we approach April, keep an eye on your Universal Credit Journal for official communications about these changes. The DWP should provide personalized information about how your payments will be affected. If you don't receive this information, or if you're concerned about the calculations, don't hesitate to contact your work coach or the Universal Credit Helpline for clarification. Remember that these changes come in the context of a broader cost of living crisis, where many households are facing difficult financial decisions. If you're struggling to make ends meet, there may be additional support available beyond Universal Credit. Local councils often have hardship funds, and various charitable organizations provide targeted support for specific needs. Have you received any notification about these changes in your Universal Credit Journal? Are you concerned about how they might affect your monthly budget? Do you think the increases will be enough to offset rising costs? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's support each other through these transitions. Your experiences and insights could be invaluable to others in similar situations. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from knowing about these important changes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on benefits, finance, and practical advice for navigating the cost of living. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. We're committed to providing accurate, timely information about issues that affect your financial well-being. If there are other topics you'd like us to cover, or if you have specific questions about universal credit or other benefits, leave a suggestion in the comments section. Join our community on social media too, the links are in the description. We regularly post updates and quick tips that can help you maximize your entitlements and manage your finances more effectively. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be discussing how to appeal universal credit decisions if you think there's been a mistake in your payment. We'll cover the mandatory reconsideration process, time limits, and how to build a strong case. Until then, take care, and remember, staying informed is your best defense against financial uncertainty.